Alright, as you can see, I took my demo tool. I matched up my form down here real good with the lines. And then I took my demo tool here, cut this eye real deep right in through here where this tear duct is. They get a lot of, it's very large on an elk. It's got a lot of wax in it. So you want to make sure when you press a little clay in there, and that way you'll have a nice round socket. I'm going to do a little clay work right here in this joint where I put the mouthpiece in. This is a bugling elk. And what I'll do is I'll take a wire brush and I'll prep this form for glue. What I do on my glue is I get all the deep joints and the muscle, like right in through here. I'll show you here. I'll do the head first here. What this is doing is taking the wax off of it. That way, when I get ready to put some glue on there, it'll hold real good. Get around the eye real good because I want that glue to hold in there real good. Get around the mouth here. Get up here on the forehead. That way when your hide starts to shrink up, you have a lot of glue in there. Now I'll show you what else I do here. I got the cheek piece here. You get that where you take the shine off of that? That shine is the wax. That's the release agent they use. I'm going to move this camera down and show you this neck here. You see this is some definition you want to get in your form. So what you do is just go ahead and take the wire brush and go down that. I know a lot of shops have a little sandblaster they'll use to do this type of work. I don't have that type of, I'm a low budget shop. I do the things that I can do. And you see this, you can tell the difference here between the neck here where I scrape the wax off and right here where there's still wax. I'll just keep working at it. It takes a while. Now to hold this hide in place, I'll actually use some nails up through here. Hold that down in there while the glue sets. We're going to go lower on the brisket here. What I want to do is I want to make sure that I get it here so this glue will hold in here. This is one of the areas where you don't want to have any drumming. I'll go ahead and I'll glue this up real good. When I get ready to do this, I'll put a lot of glue in there. Then I'll nail that in there so there's, I don't use pins on elk because it's just not big enough. I go ahead and use some finishing nails, the brad pusher, and it does a real good job. You got some detail right along in the shoulder here. So we'll go ahead and get that too. And then I'll get the joints. I'll go around and look at it and make sure that the joints are pretty good. When I turn this over, I'll get that nose, and it looks like it's decent right here. And then right on the side here. You won't get much drumming right through here anyway, so You can go ahead and do that. On a deer, I do the whole form, but on an elk, sometimes I don't. I just do where it's going to drum. But I'm doing the whole thing on this. You can see where I'm scratching it all. If you didn't hear me before, I used auto body putty on this. I lined it up, set it on there. Then I run some steel rod down through here, brass rod, in 4 places to hold it in place while it's set. And then I also I made some clamps to clamp it into place and hold it there, so it's real solid. Now we'll cut the antlers to fit. I got them boiling over here now. We'll cut those to fit. And I'm going to set an eye here for you and show you what the eye is like to set. There you go. What I do is I use the epoxy sculpt. I don't like using clay. It takes a long time for clay to dry. It dries, gets wet, dries, gets wet. What I do is I roll epoxy sculpt out. It's a 2-part mixture. Very good stuff. What I do is I get my eyes, and you'll see the iris on them.